James 1. It says, verse 19, so then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Be swift to hear, be quick in hearing. In other words, hear very fast. But there are some things you need to slow down on. Slow down on your speaking and slow down on your getting angry. But when it comes to it says, be swift to hear. Hear very fast. Speak slowly. Get angry slowly. But you see what happens many times, we are quick to get angry and we are quick to speak, but slow to hear. Kusikiza slow. Kukasirika haraka. Kuongea haraka. Na tunaambiwa usikuwe mtu wa kuongea haraka na usikasirike haraka, lakini usikie haraka. Because you see, when you hear something and you hear it well, it will help you how to respond.
Amen.
When you hear something very well, it helps you how to respond. Because getting angry is a response. Speaking, when somebody is talking, is a response. Maybe you're responding to what he said. So when we are quick hearers, it helps us in responding right. Unasikia haraka, so hautakasirika haraka. Pengine yenye mtu alisema ni ya kufanya ukasirike, lakini ulisikia vizuri kwanza, hautakasirika haraka na hautajibu vibaya. Babu ulisikia na ulisikia vizuri. So the way you hear determines the way you respond to what you have heard. The way you hear. Not only what you hear, the way you hear. You see, I can say something, but the way you have heard is different from somebody else. The way. The way you hear. That's why you can be in a church like this, a message is going on, and people are hearing their own things. Not the message. The message is supposed to bless the person, but the person chose to hear it in his own way. So the purpose of the message is not achieved because you are hearing your own things. Maybe the pastor alikuwa anatutusi, maybe the pastor alikuwa anafanya nini. You are hearing your own. You're not hearing the message. So James is saying, let's be quick to hear, let's be slow to speak, let's be slow to get angry. When people have understanding, you find the way they respond is different. Because you heard and you understood what you heard. The way you respond is different. But when a person hears something and he lacks understanding, he responds badly. I need to restate that again. When you hear something and you lack understanding, you respond negatively. You don't respond well. Because you didn't hear that very well. You didn't hear it clearly. So your response is negative. And that's why even in a church, a message can be preached. People are getting blessed, but someone is not getting blessed because he heard it wrongly. He didn't understand what was being said. So instead of getting blessed, he gets hurt. Instead of getting blessed, he gets discouraged. And then he will leave the service saying, me, I was not blessed in the service. The problem was not what was being said. The problem is the person lacked understanding. He did hear. Or he chosen to cherry pick what he wanted to hear. Because sometimes we hear messages and we pick what we want. What we don't want, we leave. Because sometimes we come to a place we begin to have itching ears. Itching ears is you want messages that please you. Kama ikufurahishi, Rosemary hataki, hiyo si ujumbe yangu. And Paul says in the latter times, people have itching ears. They want you to preach to them what they want to hear, not what God is saying. It is dangerous when you begin to walk that route. You are on your way to deception and destruction. Hearing what you want, not what God is saying. And sometimes there are things we ought to hear which we do not want to hear. There are things you ought to hear which you don't want to hear. But we need to understand this. For us to obey, we need to develop a hearing ear.
Amen.
We need to develop a hearing ear so that you can hear. Because when you don't hear, as we have said, you will not understand. And when you don't understand, you will not obey. Amen.
Amen.
So we must learn to be good listeners. You listen. To listen, you need to give attention to what is being said and how it is said.